With the variables, we can also find a GCF. When we find the GCF for variables, we're looking to see how many of them we can pull out because they're just factors. So if x cubed really means x times x times x. X to the fourth means x times x times x times x. And x to the fifth means x times x times x times x times x. So I want to know how many x's they all have in common. So this one has 3. This one has 4, so there's 3 there. This one has 5, so there's 3 there. So their GCF is going to be 3 x's or x cubed. So when we're doing variables, we're looking for variables with the smallest exponent. If I look here, it's x to the 7th, x to the 9th, x to the 100th. They're all x's. The smallest exponent is 7, so my GCF would be x to the 7th. I can take 7 x's out of each of those terms. The last one, it's y to the 5th, y to the 50th, y to the 17th. They're all y's. The smallest exponent is a 5, so that means I can take 5 y's out of each term. So that's going to be my GCF. All we've done so far is find the GCF. Now we're going to try and factor it out. My first problem are all variables, no numbers. So I'm going to look at my variables and I'm going to ask myself, are they all the same variable? Yes, they're all x's. Then I'm going to ask myself, what's my smallest exponent? X to the 4th. That's the GCF. When we're factoring, we're undoing multiplication. So we're in essence unsimplifying. So we're going to put our GCF on the outside parentheses, and then we're going to divide each of our terms by our GCF. When we divide with exponents, we subtract. So x to the 5th divided by x to the 4th. 5 minus 4 is 1. X to the 4th divided by x to the 4th. That's going to just give us 1. When you divide something by itself, it simplifies to 1. And then x to the 8th divided by x to the 4th. 8 minus 4 gives us 4. So again, when dividing with exponents, you subtract the exponents. Problem number 2, I now have variables and I have coefficients or numbers. I like to do the numbers first. I see a 4, an 8, and a 6. I ask myself, what's the largest number that goes into those 3? In this case, it's 2. My GCF is going to be 2 for the coefficients. And now I'll look at the variables. They are all x's. My smallest exponent is a 1 here, so it's just going to be 2x. And then I'm going to divide it out. 4 divided by 2 is 2. X cubed divided by x, I subtract exponents, so 3 minus 1 is squared. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then x divided by x is just 1, so it does not have a variable anymore. I relook at the inside. They don't have a GCF for the numbers in front except for 1, and they don't all have x's anymore, so I know I'm done. For problem number 3, it again has coefficients and variables. So for the coefficients, I see 30, 15, and 45. The biggest number that goes into all of them is 15. And then I see the variables. X term, x term, x term. So I know an x is a common factor. The smallest exponent for the x's